Salutations, my name's Kartosael and welcome back to Thaumic Craft. In case you are wondering, hey, why does this grass look so orangey? Why do these leaves look so brown? Where are your great wood trees? Where is a lot of stuff? Well, Thaumcraft 4 has been updated to Thaumcraft 4.1.1. We had been in Thaumcraft 4.1.0, but we've updated and we are now actually in version 1.7.2. Downside, we are now also in the savannah. No magical forest around us anymore. And yeah, that's bloody annoying because I really like the color of the grass. So yeah, we have that. But it could be worse. It could be much, much, much worse. We have no floor. We have nothing over here. Well, there's still a golem. A golem is still alive. We have nothing, nothing, more nothing, absolutely more nothing. And guess what we have over here? Well, we still have our farms. And of course this now is colored. And we have this farm. This farm's a bit awkward now. And of course over here we have our golems. And nothing. And well, maybe we can rebuild stuff with the stuff we have in our chest. Good idea. So let's go to our chest. We have absolutely nothing. That's right. All Thaumcraft items have been deleted. Why? Quite simply, the ID numbers of every item in Thaumcraft has been changed. If you're running a mod pack with Thaumcraft in it, then those in charge of the mod pack will fix this for you. If however you have just downloaded this casually like I have, then you're just bloody screwed. But yeah, so this happened. I updated quite shortly after our last episode, and instead of Friday, when I usually record this, it is now actually Sunday. Indeed. So why? Oh, everything here is gone as well. So why is that? You might think. Well, I had to fix this in some way, didn't I? Indeed. And fix it I did. Look at that. This entire base has been rebuilt using creative mode. That's right, I cheated the lots out of it. Because I could. I made some changes. Let's get these boots off for now. Because, well, this is slow. So I made these boots. I told you guys that I wanted to make them. At the end of the last episode, and I did. Before everything got corrupted and destroyed. So I even duplicated this exactly as it was. I gave myself some leniency on the axe. Made a bunch of new tools we will discuss further on in this episode. Lots of things have happened. But these boots allow you to move faster. And if you enchant them and get haste, like this one, haste 3, you move even faster. Like so. And right now I'm just walking. I'm not even running. Now I'm running. So we have our furnace room, which is pretty much the same. I actually added a jar. I don't know if that was visible on the last episode or not. I did. That sounded like a chest. I did give myself some leniency again by adding another lamp. We have enchanting room. We have our. Oh, I was still breaking up some wheat. We have this room without the bookcases this time. And extra. The ceilings are a bit higher, a bit more decorated in those rooms as well, which I will show in a bit. Duplicated all the foci. So all these with the same enchantments. Actually, only these two were enchanted. About that, Frugal used to reduce the fish cost when building something, and potentially increased the fish cost. That's no longer the case. It's no longer increased or decreased by either. So this room is also a bit higher, a bit more spacious. This room as well, that's been a pretty big waste of resources. Oh, I didn't scan that yet. The mnemonic matrix. It allows you to store up to 3 recipes in this thing. Very useful if you're using automation, but I haven't yet. So that's just a waste of a zombie brain. But as you can see, they did change the pipes up. This now works. You can now individually, per side, let's remove the focus, determine whether or not they will remain connected. It is absolutely marvelous. You can be the perfect plumber. And now you can place jars there and there. Remove the infinite water source here. I still have to create an alternative for that. This is the new storage room. We have 2 anvils. One's going to change this episode. Of course, this is... I hear a skeleton. This isn't as deep underground. We'll go above ground soon enough. The nether is new. All new. We actually are quite close to a nether fortress. But that's not very high priority at the moment. New storage room. Lots of new resources. I copied exact chest per chest from the old world to this. Except maybe the gunpowder and spider eyes. I forgot to copy those. So apart from that, all the extra stuff, new stuff you see is hand gathered since. Got lots of shards nowadays, so that's very nice. Lots of amber, so we can make plenty of lamps. And this is really bugging me out. Also, because you know it's a new nether, we have more nether quartz, less stone, because yeah, there has been new research in 4.1.1. But before we go there, the largest change is this room. This is also new. We had the tube over here and the 2 jars to remove stuff from unlabeled jar to the appropriate labeled jar. This works exactly the same. What we have over there is a Essentia funnel. That's in Thaumic tinkering, this thing. If you right click it with a jar, it will go in and funnel its Essentia in through the hopper into the jar below. Don't really have an example of that at the moment. But also this lamp is indented, didn't used to be. And this room has changed quite significantly. We have of course a trusty golem. We have 1 extra alembic and the jars are positioned quite differently. I have tested it. The layout is working. I'm not sure if I have all Essentia yet, but I still have quite a few jars in excess. And Mr. Golem can in fact reach all of them. So that's good. But if I would right click this guy with the... I can show you that. With the bell, it will be quite a hectic view. I love the fact that the frames now work properly. So if you see this, boom! Yeah, every jar row has its thing. So that looks pretty cool. Of course we still have this thing. The room is 1 smaller on every axis, so wow, it's still enough. With the farms, this I reserve for something we will do in the near future, but not quite yet. We have our food over here, cows. Going to do something with that in the future as well. I have built upon caves and such, so it's not lit up. You will hear zombies, and this might actually be the surface. Yeah, we need to redo our entrance very soon indeed. We have nothing here yet. I have plans for that. We have this room. We have more trees now hanging from the top, so the golems can just, you know, golems are 1 high, so they can easily traverse this entire room and still break them. As you can see, marvelously executed, sir. There are not a lot in there. I used them all. I actually smelted them all down. I will get to that in a minute. For here we have our potatoes. No, these are not potatoes, these are carrots. These should be farmed soon. Wheat and our sugarcane farm. These sugarcanes hurt my eyes. It's absolutely amazing. Since 1.7, sugarcanes are colored based on the biome they are in. And this is a magical forest. I really wanted to be in a magical forest. And just look at the color of these things. I absolutely love them. I really do. Such a vibrant green. It's just insanely vibrant. I sound a bit like an infomercial there. The main reason, I don't know if you remember, that I wanted to be in a magical forest is that in fact you can actually plant your mana beans on wood. That's only possible in a magical forest. Now there is a way to create the magical forest biome, and that's by planting a silverwood tree. But we don't really need that at the moment. So I did not copy all my essentia from the previous world. All the essentia you see I have recreated. I considered that the cost for upgrading my entire base. And I've been using mana beans for that. So those who are almost empty are the result of mana beans. And I used to have those mana beans because I wanted to create this stuff with it, the Salis Mundus, which you need in a lot of complicated thingamajigs, constructions. I need to be in artificing, I believe. Basic artificing, this stuff. It used to have a recipe for, in 4.0 it was 1 ethereal essence and a shard, or 2 mana beans and 1 shard. In 4.1.0 it was 2 essences and 1 shard, or 4 mana beans and 1 shard. But as you can see, the mana bean recipe has been removed, much to my grievance. I really hate the fact that they did that, because these things are pretty hard to come by. You have to kill those stupid wisps, or even worse, create aura nodes. And well, there's a lot of new things in here. For example, well, I did a lot of extra research, a whole lot actually. But yesterday, just before I had to leave for the rest of the day, the game crashed. There was a bug in it. I had to update Thaumic Craft, and it wiped my research. So I took back the research from a couple of days ago and used that instead and researched the things I wanted to do in this episode. Thaumcraft 4.1.1 is in 7.1.72. However, Thaumic Tinkerers is not yet up to date. It is in an alpha version that I am using. If you want a stale version, do not use that. Wait for it. However, I really wanted to move on into 1.7.2 to get to the new stuff this extra update gives. Because it's not just an update to 1.7.2, it does offer new stuff and changes some stuff. And are you done yet? Yes. Well, that was disappointing. I do have a horse. Took quite a while to find one, by the way. So yeah, it's an alpha version. If you do decide to use that, every time you update, make sure you back up your player data. That's in your saves. Then you go to your world. My world is now called Thaum World 1.7, 1_7 because it's version 1.7. And there you have your entire, you got a couple of maps, and you go to player data and your name, and you got 5 files. One's your normal player data, you always have in vanilla worlds as well. Then you have 2 which are for the Bauble mod, and 2 for Thaumcraft mod. It's pretty obvious because it's called, in my case, it's Kartosael Thaum. Hey, and Kartosael Thaum back. I don't know why the back is there as well. Oh, I hear a wisp. Could be anywhere though. So back those up, because that's your research. yeah. So they changed a lot of things, including actually some of the aspects have been changed. So the composition, Saxum is actually just completely removed. Stone is now only made out of Terra. And for some weird reason they say Gallum, which is ice, is made out of Ignis and Perdito, fire and chaos. Whereas, quite frankly, if I look at it from a chemistry point of view, which this mod is actually usually very good at, I would say that is actually Ordo and Aqua. Order and water, but no. So a lot of things have been changed. Some made research a lot more easy, some a bit more annoying. But yeah, I'm in general pretty pleased with the changes they did in here. There's a lot of new research too, not in here though. I did finish just about everything except this, because hey, I don't see a reason why I should research that. I'm on my own. Did some more, I don't know if, no, I did this. We will get into that today, hopefully. Didn't do that. Did make the new caps, and we had this last time, I believe. The Great One Core, and you have these shoot-offs. These are actually pretty useful, because this can store up to 50 vis. I'm going to call it vis. I don't know if that's the best way to call it, but that's what I'll do. To keep it systematic, no? Oh, well, you know what I mean. So these read one cores, airy vis storage. No, why would I use this? It's pretty expensive to make, because this is expensive. It can store 75, I believe. Why, I don't know why it doesn't say how much it can store though. However, the main use of this is that the iron aspect will not drop, well, it will drop below 10%, but it will recharge itself. So for example, if you actually only really use the shock one focus, which is completely air, and air alone, then the read one is actually pretty useful, because hey, even if you just shoot away and it's drained, then it will recharge itself. And you have one for fire, earth, water, order, and chaos. Also researched the Silverwood wand. That doesn't roll off your tongue nearly as good as I wanted. I had researched this, but then my research got corrupted. Staffs and the crafting scepter. Crafting scepter is new in 1.4.1, 4.1.1, and they're pretty expensive to make actually, because it requires one of these, and these require all these things. This mod is very gold intensive, which I think is okay. But as I said, the wand is quite technically the multi-tool of Thaumcraft. You can cast spells, you can create stuff, you can do all kinds of things. But it's not very specialized, you know, some situations just require different tools. The crafting scepter is exactly that. It cannot wield any focus. However, it can be used in tables, and I hope you can use it for stuff like activating that, or activating one of these things like we did a long time ago. We had those two blocks, and you right click on them and it became this. Or actually the crafting table, right click on it and become one of these. So that's what these are for. But they also provide an additional 5% discount, which is very nice. And they store more vis. I said I would call it vis, so I will. The staffs are actually the complete opposite. They store a lot more. They don't have any discounts, and they do get foci, which is actually the only use they have. So you cannot use it for crafting or anything, but you can use it to store a lot of vis. So making this into with one of these cores, which is actually possible, and adding the shock focus onto that will really help. By the way, if you look at my inventory and you're wondering, where's your focus pouch? Because you do have foci. Well, if you press B, you go into the baubles menu. We have these three things now. I haven't gone to this yet. But here's my focus pouch now. It's equipped in this line. As far as I know, when you die, this does not drop. So be careful with that. So it's in here. It doesn't take any inventory space anymore. It still works just fine. Don't think it's visible. No. So there's that. These things, I haven't done anything with that yet. Though I believe runic shielding has been changed. It used to be runic armor in 4.1.0. That was just that, armor. But now they turned it into runic shielding, which will use these two, I believe. Maybe even the amulet, I don't know. And there was... Where was it? Was it in here? No. This thing, the Viz storage. So this is a necklace. It will probably go in here and allow you to store extra Viz. So today, yeah, let's go up to the surface first though. Show you what kind of world we're in right now. And it's daytime. The greatest thing about these boots, not just they're very fast, they allow you to walk up one high surfaces. I am not jumping right now. If I were to jump, I would do this. I can jump 3 blocks high, which is super useful when caving. Trust me. And it does compensate for that, so you don't fall to your death for just jumping. I hear the spider. I've got one of these trees like right next door with spider spawner. I planted this one. Silverwood trees have changed in appearance. They're no longer tiny trees. They're now these things, which is kind of cool. Mystic forest, magical forest. Grow shrooms nowadays because hey, why not? And these things, we already had those. These, I'm not quite sure what their purpose is, but when you stand on them, you get nauseous, which is bad, very bad. So yeah, we got a dense forest over there, or how's that called? Roof forest? Yeah. Birch forest. You have a birch forest over there. You have mountains over there, and we have very, very few nodes close by, which is actually what we're going to be focusing on mostly today. Oh yeah, creeper. These entrances though do pose a problem. You can't walk in unless you press shift. But that's a minor inconvenience, really. Just remove your focus just for useful sake. As you can see here, I have placed down quite a bunch of things. All 8 pedestals are used, and there's this thing in the middle. I don't know if I scanned that, because, you know, we had that entire research wipe. No, I did not. Blimey, did I manage to scan these? Oh no, wow. Need to scan these. Mixed crystal clusters, I made those as well, because I just wanted all these corners filled. So we got 8 crystals in total. And mixed crystal, you quite literally, you make them by combining all the crystals. Shards. Lots of candles, because I'm really going to need a lot of stability for this. The thing I'm trying to make is slightly overpowered, but then again, it's pretty expensive and pretty dangerous to make, apparently. So I'm hoping nothing goes wrong, because if it is, I'm in dip doo doo. So we have 1 iron, excuse me, 1 oak, 1 diamond, 1 stone, 1 gold, 1 cloth, 1 thaumium, 1 leather, and in the middle a thaumium block. What I'm trying to construct here is this thing, the Thaumic Restorer. We'll also need 20 Fabrica, 15 Instrumentum, 10 Ordo, and 15 Pracantatio. I one day will learn how to pronounce that properly. and the instability is very, very high. Well, just very high actually, but the great thing about it repairs tools. It just does that. You put in instrumentum, which is this stuff, which is actually quite annoying to get, but that's fair enough. And it will repair tools. In 4.0, so that's quite a while back, you could use instrumentum, fabrico, and pennus. But now they just told you, hey, no, just instrumentum, because that's the most difficult one to get. And we needed quite a bunch of these. Well, instrumentum we had enough. Percantio, we have enough. Fabrico, more than enough. Auto, enough. Auto is also really, really annoying to get. Got a lot of candles, crystals and things. But the chances of it going wrong are still pretty high. So let's hope this goes as planned. It's taking the instrumentum. Let's keep some places clear. I hope that sound is supposed to. Sounds a bit like a spider. Huh. Right, it should draw auto now. As you can see, you can even reach all the way over there. Ouch! Well, if that's everything that's going to happen, I'm just fine. Just drawing the iron, drawing the gold, drawing the diamond. Not the thaumium? No, I thought it would do the thaumium next, but no. Because this is going to be bad for stability. Oh, it's actually behaving very, very well. Why does it every time I want to show you guys what happens if it goes wrong, it just goes perfectly well? And every time I think, just a you know, easy thing to do, it's not high instability, then I get zapped, broken, and everything goes wrong. Well, there is one item still that has such an insanely big instability that that's bound to go wrong. So this is that device. Excuse me, again. And you put it in there and it has that much damage on it. Now how does this work? Well, you can right click it, but as you can see we have a hole here. So we need to insert our instrumentum into that hole. Now I do not like that this will make it very... we could put the bottle over here, of course, but that would look stupid. Could set it in one, but no, I don't know. Actually, that might just be the best idea. So I'm going to refurbish this, and I'll be right back. Alright, so I installed it. I turned it around so that I could run the pipe backwards. Fortunately, it has to go into the top of the jar. But if I were to put one in the jar here and just one tube, that will work, but you won't be able to really see how damaged the item inside was. So as I mentioned, this device requires instrumentum, which is a bit of a pain to get, and the most viable source of it I found is actually flint. So we're going to use that. It's a fairly cheap, and you know, you don't really use it for anything else. And you can actually make it nowadays, because they added these three. We had this, a chemical duplication of gunpowder, but they added slime balls, clay, glowstone and ink. And they added alchemical manufacture and entropic processing. So with... let's get away from the bottle. So with entropic processing, you can turn stone into cracked stone with some potato, cobblestone into gravel, gravel into sand, and you can duplicate bones meal pretty much. So I've been using this to get some more glass. I can use this to get more gravel, to get more flint if I so desire. And we have this. You can create a cobweb from string and some other stuff. You can create mossy stone, this, and snow with actually Gallman auto into ice. So that's useful, it's nice. Give some more use for your crucible. I don't know if I researched this last time, but you can just duplicate metals, which is nice. If Lockram wasn't so bloody annoying to get. So let's see how this thing works, if it works and how well it works. So we put it in, our pickaxe, which is absolutely amazing. Unbreaking 3, efficiency 4 and fortune 3. This is the first enchant I did on it, so I was like, okay, I'm not going to try anymore. Not so happy about my shovel or the sword, which we'll get into later. The axe you know of. So let's put it in there. You can see it being repaired. It's draining the instrumentum. It's a lot more expensive than I remember it to be. That's a bit of a bother. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Wow, that's bright. Alright. Oops. So I need a lot more instrumentum for that. And I'm going to need a lot of gravel. But we'll do that at a later date. This one's probably a lot cheaper to repair, I think. Yeah, look at that. Much cheaper. This would probably be really cheap. Yes. So enchanting, how much enchanted it is will have some influence. Oh. I'm not quite sure. Oh, the durability will of course also have a lot of influence. And why I still have that on, because I tried to cheat my research in, but I couldn't find a way. So this system, amazing, expensive, but amazing. The pickaxe you did see a little bit. Going to the nether, because that will allow me to demonstrate 2 items quite well. So apart from this pickaxe, with a bit nether lag, which wasn't all that expensive, to be honest. It's just Thaumium pickaxe, which you make with sticks and Thaumium. Great rock, diamonds, fire shards, negligible. So that was okay. And I also made from Thaumic Tinkerers this hyper energetic niter. Costs a lot of essentia and a niter, but what it does, as you can see, it leaves light, and I just need to have it in my inventory. That's it, and it will leave a trail of light. In the nether, the trail of light will last longer than it would in the overworld. So this is very useful, especially in the nether. But this pickaxe, it doesn't just pick, like a good pickaxe should. But if you right click, you see these shiny things. That means that there is something worthwhile. In this case, it's pretty obvious, because this quartz is staring us quite literally in the face. But if you look over here, you can see that there is lava there. That's very, very useful when you're in the nether. You're wondering, like, I have this quartz over here. There was actually quartz over here. So I have this quartz over here. Isn't there secretly lava behind? No, but there is a lot of quartz behind that. You can use it in the overworld as well. It detects all kind of things, including the Thaumcraft ore. So that's very, very nice. The other tool we have now is this one, the shovel. Actually, you can just put it in here, which has as a special ability, it digs a 3x3, like so. Very useful. When you dig it on the side, it will dig in the side, and of course I can't jump that high. If you do it from the top, it will do 3x3 like that. It's not a cube, fortunately, just a 3x3 by 1. And if you hold shift, it will act like any normal shovel. Just like the pickaxe will act like any normal pickaxe if you hold shift. Because it has another astounding quality, which I will show back in Overworld. Now, we already have been working with metal purification, turning ores, iron ore or gold ore, into clusters, which has double profit, which is very nice. However, this pickaxe, this is cinnabar ore. you cannot turn that into a cinnabar cluster via alchemy. However, this pickaxe, when... Oh, well, that was the first try. When mining ores, it has a chance of, instead of dropping the ore, dropping the cluster instead. Not just cinnabar, but gold and iron as well. As such, I'm pretty much swimming in iron. And now in cinnabar as well. It's just an example. So let's ditch the cinnabar back in there. Don't know if I explained that, but the fire... Ooh. The fire essentia close by is to increase the speed. As you can see, it's pretty quickly churning out the cinnabar right now, or the quicksilver. And those drop little nuggety things as well, but they call them drops, because, you know, I don't know. Oh. Well, that's a little bit of a sneak peek at what the sword does. No, that's not what I wanted to click on. The sword. So, this blade, when you hit something with it, it will sweep in a white arc. So, that portal. So, any foes next to the one you're hitting is also getting hit. And if you block, apparently, it should knock away enemies and deflect projectiles, but I haven't actually seen it deflect projectiles, and I have tried. But what is amazing is you can fly. Combine that with very high jumping, then flying at the top, you can get out of caves very quickly. Which is pretty amazing. So, that's all very nice. That's all the new stuff I have been doing. Some of the new stuff that has been added. There's a lot more stuff added actually, including in here lots of these things that I have never even worked with. A couple of extra golem calls we may or may not get into. And of course this has been changed, no idea what that is. I had this research, but it wasn't too amazing or anything. So we have all that. Alchemy. That was new. Don't believe anything in here was... Oh yeah, we have that. That's new. Apart from that, not... Oh yeah, and the scepter. But the scepter is something we are going to create. Because... I don't have any nodes nearby. And I don't want to wear that sheep. Am I really that close to the surface? So I want the scepter. Because... nodes. Yes, I don't have any nodes nearby, so I'm going to need to make nodes in a jar and transport the nodes back to my base so I can quite easily drain them. I need a lot of glass and some slabs, which is not a big problem, but this is... Look at the amount of this you need. 70 of everything, and this stores 50 at max, so that we have a problem. We need to upgrade. And one of the things we can do to upgrade, we can do two things. We can upgrade the core, we can upgrade the caps. The caps are bloody expensive. This isn't too bad, but these are inert. They won't work. You need these guys. Yes, the Salamooners again. And because you need 2 caps per wand. Yeah. And if you wanted to create this exact model with the 3 Thaumic caps, then yeah, well, besides I don't even have enough to create that. So I'm going to create a silverwood core, and I want to combine that with gold caps. See if we can. Already got the primal charm. So let's grab these things. We need this at the center. No. Being able to walk up one high things is very useful, but sometimes can be quite frustrating too. Need to ditch all these. And one more. And some Salus Mundus. And of course we are going to need some aspect, some essentia, 9 out of each element, and 9 out of this one. We have that. We have air, we have fire, we have earth. We have just enough potato. Let's add just a little bit more, because that's really close. We have enough order. We have enough aqua. Yeah, that's it. That's about it. So let's get started then. Please don't blow up in my face. I do think they changed the sound, by the way. Huh. Right. Still need some... Oh, did you see the lightning bolts? I don't know, can you get damage from that? I think you can. But you'll heal yourself. As long as not everything goes to rot, you should not be in too big of a problem. This is probably the least safe place to be. But it's a cool view. Alright, almost there. So far so good. Nice. Guess the candles help a lot. And we have our core. Marvelous. Scan it. And hope that we can actually use it. Doesn't cost like 60 or something. No, we can actually use it. Nice. So we have a gold banded silverwood scepter. Yeah, it's quite a mouthful, I know. So that's our tool. It looks fancy. That little shiny thingy near the cap. It looks really nice. So we have this now. We can... Ooh, it stores 150. That's very nice. This stored only 50. I don't know what the discount is for this, and I'll need to drain some. Well, that means that I'm going node hunting. I need glass. I don't have any silk touch, which is quite annoying. I need slabs, so I can have plenty of slabs. Not a problem. And I need my new scepter all charged up, because, yeah, getting one node already costs a bunch of energy. A bunch of, well, words. I forget them sometimes. Bunch of aspect V. This. That was the one I was looking for. Because I need, yeah, 70 each. So technically, with this I can do 2 at a time. So this will be my weapon. And this will be my tool. Great. By the way, I'm pressing F. You really cannot put a focus on this thing. So I'll see you once I'm actually going to snag a node. Alrighty. So I've been traveling around, and I'm pretty far off right now. Not too bad, but still. This is a pretty good node. It has auto, it has aqua, it has air. Not a great deal of any, but it has 3 different ones, which is pretty good. When you do want to grab a node, it's pretty important that you look at the extra word there. It says normal. Normal is good. There's also fading, for example. There are many others. Fading is not good, because fading nodes, once you drain them, they won't refill, whereas normal ones will. So to grab this node, we're going to need to encase it in glass. Get rid of these plants. So we need a 3x3 at the bottom, like so. Then a glass wall around it, another 3x3, and slabs on top. And of course hope that the crafting scepter works for this, because it's charged except for the potato. Please work. Ah, marvelous. And we have our node in the jar. Here we go. It's pale now. When you drain them, they have a chance of degrading, and it's pale. I'm not quite sure what pale does. but I don't think it's too bad. At least I hope so. Also have this node. Let's recharge. I still have enough for another, but I'm not sure I want this one though. It's a normal. It has potato, which we don't have yet. But I'm going to keep looking for a better one. So once I grabbed a couple of nodes, I'll meet you back at the base. Do you see that node over there? You see all those particles effects flying towards it? That is a hungry node and it's extremely dangerous. Let's see if this is still safe. That's not safe anymore, as you can see. It's being drawn in by the hungry node. And there it goes. Destroyed. If I were to get closer, it would wreck me. Anyway, just wanted to show you that. Moving on. Finally back at base. Took a lot longer than I had anticipated. Re-enchanted my sword. Ran out of glass, so I had to come back. Got 4 jars. But the episode is already running unsightly long. So I'm going to end the episode. And we will continue with the nodes next time. Got quite a bit in this wand, except for auto, which is really showing itself to be quite annoying to get, but oh well. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you again next time.